What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Hope everyone's having a good day. Got a lot to cover in today's episode, including Elon Musk's much-anticipated meeting with his new employees on Twitter and what happened there. Also more about the Celsius debacle. And finally, more and more information coming out now about the Terra implosion possibly being an inside job by probably a disgruntled employee. We'll dive into all that in a minute here. First, don't forget the like and subscribe button, especially the subscribe button. Also, follow me on Twitter at BenCryptoShow. I tweet regularly every day, some stuff in the videos, some stuff not in the videos. Find me there. Let's dive into the markets. So, back to 21,000. We had sort of the expected pump yesterday. Now that the Fed interest rate meeting ended, so the market usually pumps after that. The meeting's just over. Everyone can get it off their minds until next month, but it's retraced a little bit since then. Back down to 21,000 here. So where does everyone think the bottom is going to be price-wise? Plan B put up this survey here. Where does everyone think the price bottom is going to be? 20 to 21, 17K to 20K, 14K to 17K, or 11K to 14K. 17 to 20K is winning with 41%. So most people think the price is going to bottom out at 17 to 20K. I agree with that. I think around 17, 18K, maybe with like a short spike, quick spike down to 15, and then retraces back to 17. But yeah, that's what I think about 17K. That would be exactly the same drawdown, reduction in price, whatever you want to call it, in 2018 when it went from 6,000 to about 3,100, 3,000 at one point. Then again, here's my survey here. The final results were, so who has been the most accurate trader lately? El Capo Crypto. El Capo Crypto won with 71.4%. And then in 2018, so the two, I remember back then I was like I'd never been through a market correction like that. I was super bullish. The only two analysts back then, I remember on Twitter, who were accurate ahead of time were Tone Days and Willy Woo. Remember, nobody really wanted to listen to them either when right before the crash from 6,000 to 3,000, they predicted it. Willy Woo did it in his kind of standard, very delicate, politically correct, don't rile anyone up way, but he basically said at one point, he's like, guys, I really don't want to get anyone nervous with these charts. Really don't look good. He literally said that like a week, 2 weeks right before that implosion. There, he was correct, and then Tone Bays was saying it in a slightly more aggressive way, and then, of course, I remember he was getting death threats back then. Nobody wanted to hear him. What? Don't tell me the market's going down, but he turned out to be fairly correct. So I have not looked at what these guys think about the price action now and their prediction. I'd be very curious, too, if anyone else has. Let me know. Comment on Twitter or whatnot, or follow me there. But yeah, maybe tomorrow I will dive in and see what their price predictions are, including the other accurate traders here like El Capo Crypto. See, what else in the news? Elon Musk, so he met with the employees. Says it makes sense to integrate payments into Twitter, both currency and crypto, so that's good. It's good news. Unfortunately, news like this doesn't really affect the markets when there's so much downward momentum. This would if the prices were going up, this would have caused the prices to just go up even more. But when there's just downward momentum, this sort of stuff just gets eaten up by the markets. But regardless, good news. So let's go through what happened at his meeting with his new employees here. So I met with the employees about 3 hours ago. The employees, so it looks like it's definitely going through here, and it certainly appears by all the comments here that the acquisition is going to be complete, and that's certainly what I think. So the meeting went well. Obviously, employees are leaving the meeting worried about layoffs, but I mean, that's what happens with any acquisition. There's always going to be a little bit of downsizing. The new CEO, owner comes in, they want to just streamline a few processes, they want to keep the things that work, but reshuffle, get rid of the things that don't work. That's why companies are typically taken over in the first place. So there's always going to be some worry about change and layoffs from the existing employees. Let's see, what else did Musk say? He wants Twitter to reach 1 billion daily active users from currently 229 million. So, wow, it's a pretty big in price. He's shooting for about a 3.5 times increase in daily active users. Good, lofty expectations. I think it's possible since Twitter is basically the hot thing now, and I'm loving it. I expect it to keep becoming more and more popular. What else did he say? Musk diverts into a discussion about aliens. Sounds kind of like me there. Musk says he doesn't care about he's not interested in titles, so it kind of seems like most of his time will probably still be spent on SpaceX, Tesla. This will be in the mix as well. He won't be necessarily doing the day-to-day jobs as much. He will be hiring a CEO to do that. This is in line with a sort of a diversified conglomerate entrepreneurial type like Musk. Users, he will be having free speech, but certain opinions shouldn't be antagonized or amplified. So that's a good call both ways there. Company needs to get healthy, so there will be some layoffs, he says. He prefers in-person work to remote work. That makes sense. Free speech, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, that's good. All looks like good news there. Musk is, and then, as I said, like, I was never really a big social media guy myself, but I'm loving Twitter. I like the fact it's the wittiness element is really incorporated in Twitter. That was absent from Instagram, Facebook, all other elements. So if it's really just like a battle of wits on Twitter. That's what it is. You post one witty meme or comment having to do with some sort of news from the day, and then everyone else tries to match wits with you. That's what I like about it. Instagram kind of just turned into the whole post a picture, generally an attractive girl, post a picture, all the comments are just hot, sexy, just like one-word hearts, comments like that. So if you're looking for a little more language and more wittiness, like I like, then Twitter's the place for you. I'm enjoying it very much. And then you have other, like Derek Jeter, Tom Brady, two guys who, like me, were just not really that into social media. They're both really getting into Twitter. Brady has been very active, particularly in some of the crypto chats on Twitter, crypto accounts. Derek Jeter's been posting regularly. He just signed up about 2 weeks, so it's really attracting people like myself and like them who just were never that big on social media, but we like Twitter. Get back to the markets here. So back to the Terra attack. So the news that I covered a little bit yesterday, we all know the Terra implosion was a directed attack. Nobody really knew who. It could have been a competing blockchain. People thought it could have been a mainstream hedge fund who shorted the attack. People thought it could have been a crypto hedge fund who shorted the attack. People thought whole countries were responsible for the attack. Some people thought large hacking groups were responsible for the attack. Some people thought like an early adopter of Bitcoin in the Satoshi era who's a mega billionaire just wanted to make a statement about algorithmic stable coins not being good for the market. And so he just used his funds to just make a statement. Tons of suspects, have been no leads whatsoever, no clues even until now. The story came out Saturday. Hasn't really gotten too much attention so far just because of the market carnage and Celsius and all that stuff. But yeah, I've read through it. This seems like the smoking gun, if you ask me. So basically, in a nutshell, basically the kid who appears to have done this, he appears to have DOX'd himself. He accidentally put his wallet address, which is one of the attacking wallet addresses, on Twitter. Now he's going into defense mode. Denial, threatening to sue everyone accusing him of this, but he identified the wallet. But basically, so we know that there are 4 attacking wallets that immediately sold UST within like a 12-hour span of Terra removing the large amount of $150 million of liquidity from the Curve exchange. So we know which of the 4 wallets there. I'm just calling them 1, 2, 3, 4. I've redacted the company name of the one wallet that the kid DOX'd himself because he's kind of threatening to sue everyone and whatnot, but you can Google it and do the research yourself. But these are the 4 wallets that we don't know who. It's crypto, it's anonymous, so there's no name attached to these wallets, obviously. But these wallets, all after the attack, after they sold their Terra on Curve, then they sent the funds immediately to 2 accounts on Binance, and you can tell the accounts by something called the meme pool. So we don't know what happened to the funds afterwards, probably just cashed out or sold into Bitcoin. But we do know that the attacker was plotting and planning well ahead of time. The attack happened in May. He opened up the account, sent test deposits in January. So basically sent 2 small test deposits from these accounts here to 2 new accounts at Binance he opened, which is in line with somebody who they know when the attack's going to take place. They know when the large amount of Terra liquidity is going to be pulled from the Curve in May, and they're plotting well ahead of time. Okay, well, I haven't really used Binance before. Let me sign up for an account. If I need to go through KYC, I'll do that. I'll learn the layout, learn where I type in the address, how many confirmations are needed, just get basically everything in order for right when the attack, the hit happens to just immediately transfer the funds over to Binance and then have everything ready. If you commit a hit, you want to have the getaway car ready. You don't want to commit the hit and then just, oh shit, what do I do? So this guy had his getaway car ready right there. He knew exactly how to use it. And then right after these 4 transfers on Curve were done, the sales of UST, then he immediately just transferred the funds to get them off Curve. So basically, we don't know who the 4 funds are, but the kid, he runs a validator node on Terra. And as I said yesterday, the validator nodes, they approve all the transactions on a blockchain. So if you send Terra from one address to another, then it goes through a validator node. The person checks to make sure everything's typed in correctly. It's a valid address. It's not a double spend. It's, the number's correct. There isn't a typo or anything, and then they approve it. Usually a transaction needs between 3 and 10 confirmations from the different nodes to be officially approved. So I don't know how many nodes Terra had, probably a couple dozen, I'd imagine. And this kid, and I guess a couple other people, ran this one node, one of their bigger nodes. Again, you can find them on Twitter. I'm not going to say their name because I'm in defense mode now, but you can find them on Twitter. And he, in a tweet from 2 weeks ago, he must have just effed up, basically. This has happened before with people accidentally revealing their wallet address without really thinking. He posted a transaction of him burning the Terra Luna coins. This happens a lot with people running coins. They do show, yep, see, we're burning all the excess coins we have to show that we're not selling them off, so that it doesn't really matter what the burning is, but posted a transaction of him sending coins from one address to the Terra burn address, and the amount of the address of the first one, that is one of the attacking addresses here. It's the exact same address. And it's believed that since all 4 of these attacking addresses sent coins to each other into the Binance accounts, it's believed that they're all run by one person, the attacker, basically. And so if we can get the identity of one of the addresses, it's probably the same person in all 4. And this kid just accidentally revealed that this is one of his addresses. It's one of the addresses of the Terra validator nodes, the one that he runs. So I don't know, you can Google it if you want to, but he's just going into denial mode, threatening to sue everyone who argues with him. I mean, Fat Man's saying, no, that's not his address. That's the address of a large exchange in Asia. It's their hot wallet address. That makes no sense. And why did the kid posted it as his address? And then why isn't the kid taking the tweet down? It just doesn't make sense. And I guess the kid's not taking the tweet down because then it looks suspicious if he takes it down. So he's just leaving it up there like, no, what? You guys, we don't have anything to do with this. This isn't us. But you just identified that wallet as yours, and we all know this is the attacking wallet. So, I don't know. It's difficult. It's intriguing. But that would basically be in line with a disgruntled employee who wanted to just kind of take down the whole company in one fell swoop, crypto style. Pretty much didn't like his boss, probably didn't like his coworkers. We've seen these office massacres before. This guy just did it crypto style. It went off with such, excuse my language here, but such immaculate precision. He was probably just stunned himself at how just perfectly it was executed. Like the scene in Scary Movie where the killer's just sitting in the movie theater chilling, watching everyone else just sort of get all riled up and kill each other, and he's got his popcorn, his soda here. This is the analogy, right here, the killer in Scary Movie getting to enjoy the show. So excuse any positive language there, but I think it's a pretty good analogy. Anyways, but yeah, you can sure bet, so the Korean police, they're aware of the report. I have to assume they're doing some kind of a subpoena for an IP address check to the Twitter accounts. They can find out exactly which computer is running the Twitter accounts that identified the address. It's probably going to be 3, 4, 5 people. Might have been a couple people there who were responsible. It might have just been one kid, and the other people running the node have no idea that they were even involved. But yeah, I have to assume a subpoena for an IP address scan is in the works right now. So I don't think it'll be too long before we find out exactly who that kid is. Moving on, Celsius. Texas, other states open investigation into Celsius network following account freeze. So, yeah, as you all know, Celsius, the lending platform, they had been halted withdrawals, which never really sounds good. We saw this in Mt. Gox. We saw this in the Quadriga exchange. Of course, those were due to just missing funds. Not a lending platform, just due to market downturns, not being and paying too high interest rates, not being able to make their customers whole. But yeah, it just sounds like they really don't have enough funds to keep it going. And BitBoy, the founder, threatening a class action lawsuit. He can't withdraw his funds from Celsius. It's probably a lot of money, in the millions, I'd imagine. I mean, if they don't have the money, that I don't know what a lawsuit's going to do here. But he is saying that they want you to send them money first, and then they'll give you more money. I mean, I don't really like the word Ponzi, but that's kind of what it sounds. I don't really like that word, but it's not. So it sounds like they have some money here, but to keep it going, they're sort of hoping that the market will rebound, and that if they can just delay the, paying customers, they might be able to make it through this. I don't know. It doesn't sound too promising. It's not a 0% chance of them making a recovery, but it doesn't sound too promising. Excuse me. And then SEC. This is some good news here. SEC commissioner affirms it's time to stop denying crypto spot ETFs. So I think the first crypto spot ETF in 2016 was applied for. So it's been years and years of, in lots of countries, but in the U.S., just the companies applying and getting rejected. But she says it's time. She touched on spot ETFs being launched in other countries without incident with great investor interest, being Canada and Australia, Canada especially. It's very successful, no problems. It reached 1 billion Canadian dollars in assets under management 1 month after launch in 2020. Australia has been without hiccups either. It's taken them a little bit longer to get people into it, but they do have some volumes there, and no hiccups whatsoever. She also says spot ETFs are extremely popular in Europe, most of the smaller countries, but they're running well there too. About 70 total crypto ETFs there with estimated $7 billion in assets. So yeah, this is the fact that they are noticing here that the spot ETFs have been all running without incident, and then in some countries very successful, in similar countries as the U.S., like Canada. That's good news. I think we'll be seeing a spot ETF of it's only a matter of time, when now. It's not an if. I think it's a when. Shall see. That's all for now. Don't forget, hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed the content. Follow me on YouTube as well at Ben Crypto Show. I'll be back tomorrow with a new episode. Ben Crypto signing out. Later.